The best thing to do is sit and listen. Don't interject. Don't try to connect by saying, oh, yeah, that happened to me. Just sit and listen. And I would sit and listen, and I'd be like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yep. Confirming that I'm listening to her. And she would go, all right, what should I do? Because you always end up being right anyway. I was like, you sure? You want my advice? Yes, because you're just gonna end up being right anyway. Okay, well, this is what's gonna happen. Sure enough, it's always right. So my friend that's known me for decades, my other friend that told me about her situation doesn't know that about me really, but my other friend that knows me for decades knows that about me. So she told me her situation. Her boyfriend cheated on her. She got a STD, and I was like, okay, all right. And she was like, okay, so tell me what you think. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, tell me what you think. And I was like, well, you know who I am. She's like, I know that's specifically the reason why I called you because I know you're going to give it to me blunt and honest. I was like, okay. You rushed into the situation. You shouldn't have rushed into that situation. You put yourself in a bad position by playing family and house before the situation had presented itself. He cheated. You knew that he had a history of that. He cheated. But I can tell by the tone in your voice, you're not going to leave him. No, I am. I am. I just needed to hear that. I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I can tell by the tone in the voice, you're not going to leave him. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I check in on her a week later. Hey, what's the updates? How you doing health wise? Like, how is everything going? No response. Check in on her again. Hey, any updates? Did you get my last message? What? I have no updates to give you. Nothing new is going on. Kind of get an attitude with me. I'm like, all right, okay. I already know because I knew the first phone call. Sure enough, on Instagram, a week after that, they're taking happy couple pictures. Hey, look, to each their own. I'm not in their life. They just asked me my opinion. I gave them what was going to happen. I told my other friend, hey, you need to distance yourself. This person is toxic because he was gaslighting. I was like, you need to delete all of his information from your phone, social media, email, delete it from your phone so that you can't contact him because she kept putting herself into a fight with him. And I'm like, y'all are broken up. Like, and he burnt you. The only time you need to communicate with them is the fact that maybe the antibiotics aren't working like they're supposed to, and he might need to go back to the doctor, right? Like, there's no other reason to communicate. Sure enough, kept going back and fighting. Something bad happened. She had a bad car accident because she was so distraught because he gave some bad advice. And I just looked at her and she said, what? I said, I told you. I told you nothing good was going to come from communicating when you put yourself in this situation. And I know that wasn't the right thing for me to say at the time. I know it wasn't, but it's the truth. And I know they say sometimes you don't always need to be right, but sometimes people are so hard-headed that you need to beat the truth in them so that they see it because they can hurt themselves and damage themselves long-term. I told both of my friends, both of them, bluntly, real honestly, hey, look, get yourself out of that situation. Nothing good's going to come from it. I think my one friend is actually going to listen to me now because she got in that car accident. But my other friend, no. And I'm not going to talk to her about it anymore either. I'm not. You got one time to come to me, ask me for my advice. I give you my advice. I tell you, I know you're not in a place to hear me right now, so I know you're going to go do. You defiantly say, no, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to you. And you go back. That just lets me know that the next time you come to me with the same issue, I'm going to say, I ain't got nothing for you. I feel sorry for you, but I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore. Because you ain't going to bring down my mental health. I tried to help you as a friend. I gave you some blunt ass honesty. Told you the real. And I was right. I know that I'm right. I can feel that I'm right. And I'm not one of those people that always thinks that he's right. I can admit when I'm wrong. I know that I'm right in these scenarios. I know I am. You know why I know? Because it's common sense. And I can't understand the reason why I'm agitated. I can't understand why you can't understand what is easily understandable. That's how I'm like my father. And if you ask me for advice, you better be ready to get that blunt honesty, because I'm going to give it to you real and raw.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.